here with Garry Haylock, Farnborough first team manager. Garry, congratulations on the 3 points today. Made it a little bit difficult for yourselves in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we came out of the dressing room, to be honest. We were excellent in the first half. Didn't really take the chances that we created or the opportunities that arose. The half-time team talk was all about making sure that we start properly and start in the same way and don't be on the back foot, and then they totally ignored it and went out and did exactly that. And as the half wore on, I thought Staines came more and more into it, until in the end we were a little bit fortunate to hang to the 3 points, but sometimes that happens, so standing here now, I'll certainly take that.
Yeah. After winning so handsomely last week, scoring 5, expectations are risen again. Was it almost harder to come out here today and get the boys to go through that, well, that sort of show again?
Well, I think when you're away from home, the home team tends to come onto you anyway, and when you're at home, the away team tends to sit in. And I think that's what happened in the first half, where we had a lot of shots, a lot of corners, but that's where we need to take advantage. Whereas because we were pushing on then the second half, I think we left quite a lot of gaps at the back, and there's a different mentality about playing away from home and playing at home, and I think. I keep saying this, and I will keep saying it because it's true. The young players that we have, they don't seem able to adjust. They just know one way of playing, which is flat out. And at home, that can be a problem because you need to take your chances, and if you don't, you'll get picked off. And I think that's what happened today. And we need to learn from it. And that's the conversation we've had at the end of the game, and that's what we'll keep talking about that through the week.
Some last 2 games, really positive results. The youth team had a good result on Monday night. How is the focus and the confidence in the group now? Is it sort of beginning to get to that stage now where it's sort of almost gelling, that focus and that confidence in the group? Or
somebody else just asked me that at the radio station, and I think it's people got to remember that that's one of the advantages that people don't think about with full-time football, and that Staines now are going to go out and train Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we've got 5 sessions, they've got 2. And it's not just a fitness thing, it's a mental thing, and it's about seeing the same players every day. We can already see some partnerships developing. The front 3 have done very well. Ashley and Philippa Pye have done very well together. And I think the back 4 have done quite well, even though we've lost one of them today through suspension. So that happens over a period of time, but if you're only doing 2 sessions a week, it might take you 10 weeks. Whereas if you're doing 5 sessions a week, it might only take 2 or 3. So that's one of the advantages, but we always knew that would happen. Myself and Gareth and PC have been through this exact same process last year, where we had a brand new group, trained full time, and then people were surprised at how quickly we gelled. But that's what happens.
I know since you've come in, you've said it might not even be until sort of Christmas time that the squad sort of really comes together and takes shape. And for a lot of the fans today, it's the first time they've seen the two boys from Southend. Can you tell us a little bit about them and what they sort of bring to the group and what they bring to the squad?
Well, technically they're very good. When I go looking for players, they've got to be able to do certain things. They've got to be able to receive the ball, pass the ball. They've got to be coachable, so that if we put them into a certain scenario, they've got to know exactly what we want from them because everybody else is on the same page. They've got to have a good attitude work-wise, and that's the criteria that we look for. Some players we've turned down or haven't gone because they haven't appeared to have those things, but these 2 have. They're both very good technically. Alex has had a great game last week, and George obviously has been away and picked up a knock while he was away and struggled a little bit for fitness, but he's come on, he's done quite well. He looks bright and sharp, and I think they're our type of players. They're not ideally what I'd like is a player in every position who's 6'4", very big and strong, very quick, good off both feet, can pass the ball, can read the play, is aggressive. But unfortunately, they cost about £2,000–3,000 a week. So generally, because the kind of player that I want, they've generally got something wrong as to why they're at this level, and it might be size, attitude, anything. There could be anything. You never get the complete package here because we don't have the money for it. But hopefully we can help that kind of player at 17, 18, 19 progress, and as they start to fill out, start to get bigger physically, they'll enjoy the time here, and it will help their development.
Final question for you, and you're probably sick of hearing this, and one for the fans actually is, are you happy with where things are progressing? Are you ahead of schedule, or do you feel you're slightly behind?
I think we've had. It's a difficult one because you look at the games and people told me we wouldn't pick up a point in the first 4 games, and we have. There's a couple of games that you'd look at and say maybe we should have got more out of that, but then we've won these 2. So now we're progressing nicely. I'm never completely satisfied. I was at I was at a training session for a championship club this morning. I was offered a couple of players from their development squad, and then was at an under-18 match later on. There's a couple of players in there that I'm going to keep an eye on now and watch their progression. And it's, you never know. It depends. We could have picked up a couple of injuries today, and we're looking for a certain type of particular position. So you're constantly assessing, reassessing, and looking to juggle things around a little bit with the resources that you've got. And so, until we've won every single game that we've played and we're top of the league and we've already won it, I'll never say I'm completely satisfied. And so you can, I think, football, the beauty of the game is that you can always improve. There's always something you can improve. Last week we could have improved on the performance last week. Could have won 5-0 instead of 5-1, and so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, very pleased with where things are and very happy with where things are at the club.
Brilliant. Cheers, Garry.
Thanks very much.